Evening, folks, friends, family, all those beyond. It's been a while since I put a video out, and usually I'm pretty quiet about things. But here lately, within the last few weeks or so, I've noticed a big change in the social dynamic. How we deal with each other on a personal and one-to-one basis, and in a group setting. I know since COVID probably aggravated the situation and everything else, but everybody's got their problems, whether it be relationship problems, financial problems, personal housing problems. It doesn't really, it matters, but in the context, situations, and places that we discuss these things, granted, usually it's a conversation between one or two people, but if you're having issues that's got you aggravated or whatever, and you feel like it's bad enough, just stay home. Call somebody up on the phone, message somebody, or whatever. But when you bring all that out into a public arena, as it was, and expect it not to be generated to the rest of the crowd, I think there's a slight fault there. Where a person can have a conversation one-on-one, and I know we're all guilty of this. If we hear somebody's having a problem, we want to try to help them. That's fine if you're trying to help somebody. But I don't want to say this without offending too many people, but it's just a basic fact. If you do this while highly inebriated, it starts to have a social dysfunctional wave that generates through the venue you're at, whether it be a bar, a restaurant, or whatever. But 9 times out of 10, it's a bar. Okay, we'll just say that. Now, I know I'm not a complete saint during all this. And this is what really brought it to my attention. Here within the last couple of weeks, I've lost my cool a couple of times because of the situations that are being presented in a social gathering. Now, granted, a bar isn't the best platform for which to air your grievances, because you're going to get 90,000 different opinions on what you should do. And sometimes it does become a heated exchange. I've seen people that I know that have been friends ever since I came back to West Virginia 4 years ago, and basically be at each other's throats over some substantial matter, or most of the time over piddly shit. All right? And the thing is, if somebody comes to a bar, I'm just going to localize it to a bar. It makes it easier. People are there, to discuss whatever. But people are also there to have a good time. And if people see this kind of disruption happen, I mean, the regulars that are there will kind of blow it off, this, that, and the other. But if it's somebody that's never been there before or has just recently started coming there because they like the atmosphere, they like what goes on there, they like the people, that tends to drive them out. It's like, maybe we should go home. And me being a quasi, semi business owner with what I do, if I would do that in my business, it would make my customers not want to come back. In the places that I frequent, I mean, I've seen some new faces. I've greeted some new faces. And I get the same thing, it's a nice place, nice people, this, that, and the other. But, I know it's a bar. It's not the best atmosphere for certain things. But people are just, trying to have fun and enjoy themselves. And whenever we, as a collective, cause some social disruption of some sort, it's going to reflect on the business. And that business is going to start to suffer from that. And for us to keep enjoying where we're going, to have the camaraderie that we do have, we're going to have to start policing ourselves a little bit better. If you're in a conversation, and trust me, I'm not the best person to get advice from, okay? I only call it what I see it. Sometimes even I need to be called down about it. But if the discussion you're having starts to get a little awry, as it was, it starts to become slightly heated, try to quiet the discussion, or take it outside, or decide, hey, we'll just talk about this later. Right now, let's enjoy the night. Sometimes I know that's not possible. But, one of the parties should be in control enough to see the situation is going awry and to solve it somehow. I know all of us get stressed out, whether we're working or even relaxing. We get stressed out about situations. And for, a person to be that stressed out, and I know it's hard sometimes, you need to just try to step back. It's hard for me too sometimes, trust me. But I'm just saying this as a third-party person that I've experienced here lately, that attitudes and things like this will take a bad turn on a business, or even a bad turn on a friendship. I mean, granted, like I said, we all have our flaws. We all have our problems. We all have the little things that are nicking away at our mind and our heart. But trying to show some decorum or sensibility in a public place and just need to find a way to get around it so everybody's satisfied, keep everybody happy. It's hard to do, but if it continues on the way it is, me personally, And I hate to say it, but I'll do the work I need to do. Then I probably won't hang around. You know, I'll take my people to the bar or whatever, defining what the atmosphere is like. I'll just, if nothing else, I'll just drop them off and I'll go somewhere else. And I hate to say that because, I mean, I don't like to see any kind of disruption or anything like that. I try to be the calming tool to take care of that disruption. But if the disruption doesn't want to be disbanded, I'm not going to touch it. It's none of my business. Granted, you know, I've got my issues right now that's going on, but, you know, that's my issues. If I need to voice it to somebody, I will. But I don't feel the need to get severely enraged at the conversation. I mean, I like to think I have enough control of my own self that if I see the conversation's going awry or whatever, you know, I'll try to cut it off, change the subject, do something else. Especially in a public forum. Like I said, everybody's there to have a good time. Some people there are to come out, get drunk, and bitch, which is fine. But keep mind of people that are just out there trying to have a good time. You know, we want to keep people coming to the bars that we're at because it helps out with the business owner that we love. We know who I'm talking about. If things start going south too much, we could lose part of that. And then where will we be? But I just wanted to take a little bit of time. Like I said, feel free to voice your view on this, but I just think, you know, we need to take a closer look at what we're doing, what we're saying, when we're saying it. If it's not appropriate, if it's going to cause an issue, try to leave it at the door so everybody else can have a good time. I'll take up enough of your time, so we'll talk to you later. Love y'all. Bye.